What's going on, LEGO Maniacs? It's Ty, the LEGO guy here, and today we are reviewing none other than the 501st Legion Clone Troopers set, otherwise known as the 501st Battle Pack. And we're going to be reviewing it, but we're also going to be answering the question, is it really as good as people are saying? Because both LEGO YouTubers, LEGO fans are all saying they absolutely love this set. Is it really as good as people are saying? So we're going to break it down, its positives and its negatives, if there are any. And yeah, really just dive into this guy. But yeah, just to get the facts out of the way, this set is 75280, has 285 pieces, 6 minifigs, came out in 2020, which is the year this is being recorded, and it retails for $30 US. Anyways, this should get interesting. I wanted to do something a little bit different just because there's so many reviews on this set. But let's see how good it is, and let's also compare these vehicles against the movie pics, or just actual pics of the models themselves, just to see how accurate they really are. But anyways, enough talk, let's get right into it. And to begin this review, we're going to take a look at the actual box, because that's a big factor with this set. And I have to say, I like the artwork. I think it looks pretty cool. Good job on LEGO's part. It kind of gives me Kashyyyk vibes, although the 501st was not assigned to Kashyyyk, but I do think it still looks pretty good. I also like the fact that they have one of Ahsoka's troopers in the top right. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a nice inclusion, and it's a Lego man, which is interesting. A lot of times before, they'd put back in the day, they'd put the actual character in his movie form, but now they're putting the Lego form, which I'm not against. And then in the back it shows some of the features, stud shooters, the walking walker, how you can move the legs, and then just overall a little bit more artwork of them fighting. What's really funny, it shows a battle droid surrendering. I have never seen a battle droid surrender in any of the Star Wars movies, maybe in the Clone Wars TV show, but that's about it. And then what's nice is then on the top of the box it shows one of the 501st jet troopers. And then on the back, nothing too much. What is interesting though, is those of you waiting for the Skywalker saga, it mentions that on the box. So this is going to be seen apparently in the Skywalker saga, which is actually kind of interesting. Play it in, there it is. Anyways, that's the box. Let's now get into the set itself. And to start her off, the first model we're actually going to take a look at is the BARC Speeder. So let's just give you guys a 360 view of this. It's actually a very nice looking model. I don't have any complaints about it. I think it looks pretty good. It does have a lot of stickers, however, they do add some nice detail to the actual speeder. And I know some of you guys may not like it because it has the stud shooters, but literally guys, it's pretty easy to remove that. You just take off, just to demonstrate. Let's take this piece off, take that off. You could easily just put a 1x2 piece in there. It even actually looks kind of cool without it. Take the other one off. And there you go. So, which doesn't actually look too bad, especially if you were to put some 1x2 black pieces in there. I just wanted to demonstrate that because a lot of people complain about the stud shooters, and it's really easy to fix up. And the other thing I wanted to actually mention was check out these controls, guys. These handlebars. I love the fact that they're both singular. Back in the day, they just give you one complete curved handlebar that would go across here, and it just looked wrong. Now they've really got it down. That has a very accurate look to what it should look like, from the movies, and they've really implemented that in the Lego form. So I think they did a good job there. Now here's where I have the complaint about this. You see this thing's about 6 inches long. It should probably be about 4 inches long. It should be about maybe 4.5 inches long. It should be about a quarter less in length, and it would be more accurate to scale. So that's my main issue with it. Why I mention that is if you were to use the extra pieces that weren't used on this, we could have maybe, put in a couple staps, which is the battle droid speeder bikes, and I think they would look phenomenal. But other than that, great looking model. I think they did a good job. Yeah, the other thing too I wanted to mention is just looking at the back here. It does have all these stickers, however, it still looks quite good. I mean, this was a pain to put on, but yeah, great job on LEGO's part. I love the two blasters on either side, although it's really supposed to just replicate the way the engine's supposed to look. Anyways, that's the speeder. Now let's move on to the Atrt. And here it is. So let's just give you guys a 360 view of this guy. I really liked this walker. This may be one of the best ATRTs they've ever made. There is one minor complaint, but besides that, I think it looks pretty good. The other thing that's cool about it too is you can move the legs like it showed in the box, kind of make it like it's running. So decent playability, although when you do that, you really want to make sure it's put together correctly again, so it can balance itself, like both legs are like so. You can tilt it upwards if you ever wanted to. The stud shooter on the front, I'm gonna be perfectly honest, I wish they just made, gave it like a blaster form instead of put the stud shooter on there. I don't like that. I don't think it looks the best. Although, besides that, really good looking. Like, I love the 501st stickers on the side. Nice detail on the front. Just really gets the job done. The other thing that's nice about this set as well is if you'll notice, there is a nice little control panel on the top, which is nice. I mean, and it is a printed piece, so no complaints there. And then in the back, it has an area to stick your blaster and binoculars. So yeah, all in all, nice looking little walker. Quite a few stickers, but I think they had nice detail. I do like the feet. Some people complain about the feet, but I think it gets the job done. My issue with this is, again, same theme as the Bark Speeder. It is a bit oversized. However, it's not as oversized as the Bark Speeder. If they maybe made this maybe like 10% shorter, I think it could really add to the... I think it'd be more accurate, and I think it could add to the set in the sense that you could maybe add in some stabs. If they added 2 stabs on this, coming at the Bark Speeder, maybe chasing it, and then you saw the ATRT like standing there, that would look amazing. And then maybe a jet trooper chasing one of the stabs. That's what I'm talking about. But still, all in all, great looking set. I do quite like it. Let's now take a look at the minifigs. Here we have 3 of the minifigs. So I'm just going to mention right off the bat, we're not going to review every single one of them just because you get 3 of these guys, so standard 501st Troopers, and you get 2 battle droids, and you get 1 awesome looking 501st Jet Trooper. I'm a big fan of him. In fact, I'm just going to say right now, he's my favorite of minifig in this set. But first off, let's just give you guys a 360 view of these guys. So nice looking. The B1 battle droid is what we've seen in everything, although the Jet Trooper and the 501st Trooper is what you're buying this set for. So I love the fact that one of them has that massive long blaster like we see in the Battle of Geonosius, like back in episode 2. And he also has nice printing, nice leg printing, nice torso printing, nice helmet mold. Just great job. I will say a lot of people complain because he doesn't have blue arms, although white arms is actually slightly more accurate. Just because the shoulder pads were only blue, the rest was white. So if they were to accurately do this, it would have the shoulder pad and then 2/3 of the arm would be white. But we're getting really picky. That would, probably up the cost of this set. It would be like arm printing, sort of like what they've done with Vader. Now, the other good thing about this is they've actually made the clone faces more accurate. So notice, no angry clone face. And it is more accurate to the flesh tone of Jango. He's actually, if you look into his background is Kiwi from New Zealand. So it's much more accurate to what we see in the actual movie. The other thing I wanted to show you guys is I wanted to mention, I love the jetpack piece. This is the same as Jango's, however, it is in blue. And let's actually just take that off and show you his back torso. And I actually liked the back of his torso better than the standard 501st Trooper. I just think it looks really, really good. I love the fact there's little blue detailing in there. And besides that is exactly the same, but good job on LEGO's part. I also really like the front of his torso quite a bit. It is mildly different than the other one. But yeah, those are the troopers. The other thing I wanted to mention just quickly was the helmets are slightly different. So they are not identical. I And I just love the Jet Trooper. He's so awesome looking. But yeah, those are the actual figs. The other ones, again, are just duplicates. The other 3, you get 2 more battle droids, 2 more of these guys, and you get 1 of the fantastic looking Jet Trooper. But all in all, I think the minifigs knocked this out of the park. Let's now take a look at the movie pics and, you know, just pictures of the actual models themselves and find out how accurate these LEGO sets, or this LEGO set, really is. And the first pic I thought we could take a look at is actually looking at the BARC speeder. So this is obviously from an encyclopedia or something. As you guys can see, the LEGO version's good, and it captures the look, I think, very well of what the BARC speeder should look like. However, it is extremely oversized. Looking at this picture, I'm definitely leaning more towards it being a third larger than it should be. The BARC speeder is not a massive looking speeder. So anyways, I just thought we'd look at this picture. It gives you guys some interesting statistics on the actual vehicle as well. Let's now move on to our next pick, and I think this is actually really going to give even a better idea of how big these BARC speeders are. And I thought this one was almost near perfect for a picture if you're looking at a BARC speeder, because this is even the actual 501st. You can see the blue design, as well as that's a 501st Trooper. It is a Phase 1 though, carrying Captain Rex. So actually this is taken from the Clone Wars, and as you guys can see, the BARC speeder is way oversized. Like, it is not a massive speeder. This one really shows, you know, it might even be over a third larger. It might be more like 40% larger than it should be. But anyways, I still think it looks really good. It's just, it is definitely oversized. Let's now move on to the Atrt. Here we have the Atrt, and what's really cool about this is it looks to have what almost seems to be 501st coloring. It does have some blue in there. It's not as good as the LEGO version. I will say the LEGO one, they knocked it out of the park. However, this really gives you an idea of the size. Now, I don't believe it's quite as oversized as the BARC speeder. However, it's definitely still too big. I mean, see how big that clone is compared to the Atrt? Although I think the LEGO version, again, looks good. I think both the models look good, just definitely oversized. Here we have another image of the Atrt. And guys, I just want to give some appreciation to episode 3, because this is what this is taken from, I do believe. I love this scene. I mean, it is sad they're looking for Wookiees, but man, George Lucas did an amazing job. I mean, the feel, the vibe from this, and you know, these guys coming in with these menacing walkers, looking for Wookiees, survivors. Anyways, I'm a little bit of a good rant there, but as you guys can see, the Atrt again, it is definitely oversized. I mean, you can see how big these clones are compared to these walkers. These are not massive walkers. In fact, I'd like to say, I do believe, looking at, you know, being a Star Wars fan and whatnot, the Atrt is probably the smallest walker at the Empire and Republic's disposal. I do believe actually Atrts did continue a little bit into the Galactic Empire. Anyways, this is the final pick. Let's now get into the end of the review and get my final thoughts. Well guys, that was my review / is it really as good as people say? Yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. Honestly, I think this set's really good. The minifigs are fantastic. I don't mind them not having blue arms. Yes, they could have gave them like shoulder plaid blue printing, but that's beside the point. The minifigs are fantastic, and that's the main reason why people are buying this set. However, the vehicles, although they are good, and I do like the look of them, I feel they're oversized. The BARC speeder, I do believe this should be probably, it should be considerably smaller. Like I want to say it should be like 2/3 its size, maybe a quarter less its size as well. Same thing goes for the Atrt. It should be about a quarter smaller as well. And what that would do if we had those extra pieces like we were talking about, you could get maybe a stap in there, a couple staps, like the Droid speeders, which I think would be really cool and it would look really good in this set. But other than that, I think it's a really good all-in-all model. I just think it's a little oversized with the models, and I think they could have maybe undersized those models a little bit or make them more the accurate size, is what I'm saying, and throw those pieces into giving the droids something. But let me know what you guys think about this. Yeah, any areas you think they could maybe improve on it. If you plan on buying this set, I think everybody almost is that's a LEGO collector. yeah, anxious to hear what your thoughts are on this. But yeah, that's all I got for you today. But if you like this video, leave it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing and click that bell so you're notified for any future LEGO reviews. You know, is it worth it? Is the, you know, could this LEGO set be maybe improved on? Videos that we do in the future, as well as any LEGO Star Wars content, because we do cover that basically every Tuesday. But yeah, again, that's all I got for you today. But thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.